The Bible says there is a time for everything. And in this nation so sharply divided, two churches in Macon, Georgia have decided it's a time to heal. James Brown has their story.
Put your hands together.
It's Sunday morning, and First Baptist Church is making a joyful noise. Just around the corner, First Baptist Church of Christ is starting its worship. Like many churches in America, the difference between the two is pretty much black and white.
That's First Baptist Church. That's the one I pastor.
Were you pastor, and yours, Pastor Dickinson?
First Baptist Church of Christ, where I pastor.
And you guys have been just around the corner from each other for how long?
Since 1887.
And how often have you guys interacted one with another?
Maybe once or twice.
Pastor Scott Dickinson and James Goolsby met 2 years ago and decided it was time for their congregations to get to know each other. Because not only do their churches share a name, but they share a history. In 1826, there was only one First Baptist Church in Macon. White slave owners worshiped in the front with their slaves in the back. But by 1845, church records show that the slaves outnumbered their owners 2-1. So a separate church for blacks was formed.
Most people are familiar with what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, that the most segregated hour in America is worship hour. Is that still the case?
The reality is, yes, it still is.
I think so, but I also think that we wouldn't worry so much about that 1 hour a week of being divided if we weren't so divided the other hours of the week.
After the tragic murders at a Charleston church last year, the two pastors got their two churches together for a series of meetings to talk about race and its impact on their community.
We were the only non-Afro-American people in the room.
On this night, just before Thanksgiving, church members met to break bread and walls that have separated them for years.
One door that said colored and one door that said white. I think that was my first consciousness.
For 3 hours, they shared funny stories and sad ones too. And by the end of the night, the two congregations grew closer. We talked to members of both churches the next day. 19-year-old Ethan Thompson may have summed it up best.
This series has taught me that despite what the world is telling us right now, that this kind of conversation is possible.
A conversation that perhaps can build a new future. James Brown, CBS News, Macon.